Hello, and welcome to another Pages and Pals, a live show where we do just regular reading sprints and with pals. If you are joining us and you've never joined us before, there is really nothing to it. Just grab your book and we're going to do 2 reading sprints. We start off with a 25-minute reading sprint and then we end with a 20-minute reading sprint. We're going to start with everyone going around and just letting us know who they are, their channel, their Twitter, whatever else they want to say, and the book that they're currently reading that they're going to read today with us. So I'll go ahead and start. Obviously, you're on my channel. You know who I am. I am currently reading Everless by Sarah Holland. This is an interesting fantasy, I guess. It's set in a world where time is currency. So everyone, I guess, I don't know how it works, but basically your blood is your currency. It's based on time. So in order to pay for food, in order to pay for your rent, you drain your blood, and that takes time away from your own lifetime, I guess you could say. So basically the rich live a long time because they have more time in their blood, and the poor often die a lot sooner because they are working for their time. It's really interesting so far. I don't really know how the mechanics work of how time is currency, but it's pretty interesting. Really enjoy it. I'm over halfway through the book. I'm hoping to finish this weekend. And yeah, so I'll be continuing this during our reading sprints today. Chloe, since you're next to me, you can go next.
So I'm Chloe. Hi. My YouTube channel is BrunetteBibliophile, and I am going to be working on Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn. This is the BookTube Chicks Book Club pick for April, and I'm also using it for a secret TBR, so don't tell anybody, it's a secret. But I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm about halfway through it, and there's just something about Alexa Dunn's space books that are just so good. I don't even know how to describe it. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Donna, you can go next. You're right under me.
I'm picking up where I left off last month. I haven't touched the book actually since the last Pages and Pals, so I haven't touched it. I'm just looking forward to what's gonna happen. Because I remember the last scene was kind of interesting as to it's Mozart's sister's first time performing at home, and then something's gonna happen. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Desirai from LibriLabra. Today I'm going to be reading Brightly Burning, just like Chloe, since it is the BookTube Chicks Book Club pick. I'm about 30 some odd % of the way. It's fairly interesting. As I mentioned a few minutes ago before we started, there's just a few things that are kind of pulling me out of the story, but it's kind of giving me Firefly vibes, which is fun because I did like that show. So that's what I'm reading.
Okay, so again, for those of you joining us, we're going to go ahead and get started with a 25-minute reading sprint. I will go ahead and share my screen. I do have a 25-minute countdown ready to go. And so just go ahead and grab whatever book you're currently reading, and we can go ahead and get started. Okay. Desiree, what do you mean reading your comment on the chat?
Because I could hear you filing your nails.
My nephew came in too, and I was like, "Go away!"
I was wondering what that sound was. I was like, is she erasing something or scraping something? But, oh, it was actually
I
filing
keep
nails.
my because before when we first started doing this, people kept saying that YouTube will end your live stream if
Oh,
there's
if
too
it's
much
like silent.
quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I keep my volume on so that there's at least some noise coming through. But anyway, I read like, I don't know, 20 pages. Her main character, she's they're going to a witch to try to do a blood regression, which is basically like I said, in this world, time is currency, and basically your time is tied to your blood. So blood regression means that they want to see into their past, so they have to use. I'm still in the middle of the scene, so I don't really know how it works. But she wants to find out more about her parents because she's an orphan. So it'll be interesting. I really enjoyed the world. I think it's interesting. I don't think I've ever read a book that uses time as currency. I've seen movies about it, which I really find interesting. That whole concept of, if humanity were to become immortal, like how would we control, an overgrowing population, and using time as currency. In a lot of the stories that I've read about, they use time as currency to kind of do a kind of a population control. So I think this is interesting, the way she's written the story, and how she kind of turned it into a little bit more of a fantasy kind of instead of sci-fi. But Chloe, how is your book going?
So I read about 30 pages, which was the equivalent of 2 chapters, and I am just like, I'm loving this book. Like, I get lots of different vibes from it. Like, I was talking to Desirai earlier because she asked me if I'd ever seen Firefly. I'm getting, like, first I was getting Beauty and the Beast vibes from it just a little bit, even though it's not a retelling. Then I started to get Cinderella vibes. Like, I'm just loving this book. And I think it's like, I forgot how much I enjoyed her second book, which is set in the same universe, when I read it last year. So I'm just really happy with my book, guys.
How about you, Donna? How's your book going?
I read like 18 pages. It's just started mentioning how she made a wish, but she didn't voice the wish of how she kind of wants she wants to be not forgotten. Like in her mind that she already feel like she's gonna be forgotten because people are not gonna remember her for her music, even though she's only a kid. So I'm curious to see, and she just introduced the world of the Kingdom of Back, of what she dreamed of, and for that world to be like. So I'm interested to see how this world is gonna be, because she's just started to build it for us. So I'm curious to see how that goes.
I got through like 5% of the story, and I know Chloe mentioned at some point in one of our chats where she was saying that there's like a little bit of a mystery going on, and so there's just like weird stuff happening on the ship, and they don't know why. And even though it's like a big ship, there's not that many people on it, so I guess there are concerns of like, there might be a villain among us kind of stuff.
Are you enjoying the book as much as Chloe is?
I mean, I don't know about as much as Chloe is, but I am enjoying it.
Okay.
There is a mystery afoot.
Wait, Chloe, you were talking about another book do you remember off the top of your head what book you're talking about?
So her other book is The Stars We Steal. That's her second book, and I actually read that first like a year ago. And it's set in the same world, and there's words like this, the same family kind of, but like I guess a relation somehow, but we don't know how yet. So I don't know. This one, Brightly Burning, is her first book. So I'm not sure if it's like this one is like the past and then the other book is the future, or if it's the other way around. I don't know. I need to look more into that.
This is also a Jane Eyre retelling,
really?
which I've never read. So I may have to go back and read that at some point.
I have the audiobook for Jane Eyre, but it's like huge. So those big books.
I feel like all classics are like huge,
yeah.
and they're like 700 pages waiting for you like to figure it out, but then you may like lose it because it's just too long. So I guess audiobook is probably a better option since it's such a huge book.
Yeah. Let me see how long the audio. Yeah, the audiobook is almost 20 hours long. Okay. All right. So for those of you joining us again, if you've never joined us for one of our Pages and Pals live show, it is just basically a live show with pals, and we read together. We don't necessarily read the same book. This is not a book club. We just do a couple of reading sprints together because we're in the middle of a pandemic and we want to read with pals. Just grab whatever book that you want to read, that you're currently reading, and we are going to go into our final reading sprint for this live show, and that is 20 minutes long. Again, I do have a countdown, so I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys know how much time we'll have left. So we can go ahead and get started. Okay. So I think I've gotten some pretty good reading done today. I think I've read almost 40 pages, and the book is getting really, really interesting. One of her friends got caught doing something bad, and so the way it works in this world is if you're caught and you're guilty, the punishment is that they take away your time. So she has her friend has been punished to they're going to take 40 years away from her, and she doesn't think that her friend has enough time, so her friend is probably going to die, so she's going to try to give her own time to save her friend. And that's where I stopped. She's going to, it's what they call the time lender, and these people basically drain your blood to take the time away from yourself, and you can do whatever you want with that blood. Anyways, I have about, I'm almost done with the book. I actually have, well, not almost, I have about 100 pages left, and I'm hoping to get it finished by this weekend. Chloe, are you still loving Brightly Burning?
I also have like 100 pages left. I'm definitely going to try and finish it this weekend. I can't say what I want to say because it's a spoiler, but it is an interesting book to read in our current world.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I was at like, I think I started at like 57% when this live show started, and I was like, what's going on? Like, there's only like 40% of the book left. When is the major thing gonna happen? It's happening, guys. It's happening. And this is gonna be a really interesting live discussion. Just saying. So yeah, there's things happening.
How about you, Donna? How's your book going?
She's still the main character is still building the world of the Kingdom of Back, and it seems like it's crossing between her world and the world that's in her dream. So I'm still getting this. She's still sharing the background story of it. So the world is still building very slowly, but I'm still like deciding if I'm gonna really like enjoy it or not.
Are you still at the very beginning of the book?
Yeah, it's only like I'm not even 50 pages in.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I read 32 pages in this hour.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm gonna see if I could read a little more today, but I have homework to do. We'll see how it goes.
How about you, Desiree?
So I'm like 44% in, and they've introduced like a family of characters, and people are just treating the main character like poop because because she came. So I see where maybe like Chloe was getting that Cinderella vibe. Basically, you know, she came from a ship that is like old and breaking down, and they are the farmers in space, right? So they grow all the food and stuff like that, and they are clearly looked down upon for not having certain accommodations, for not having more wealth and more time and more lots of things. So they're just treating her like crap, and it's like it's dumb. but like,
girl, I think I know where you are. And there's a whole other section that makes it feel like a whole Cinderella vibe. Like just you wait.
Okay. All right. Thank you for everybody who joined us for this live show. Our next live show, again, this is a monthly event, so we only do this once a month, and it's usually the mid Saturdays of each month. Our next live show is scheduled for now for May 15th. That's Saturday. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, again, on my channel. If that date does change, of course, we will let everybody know. Please follow all of us on Twitter. I know my regular posting schedule has been non-existent, but I will try my hardest so that if the time does change, the date does change, I'll go ahead and post it on my channel as well, so everybody's aware. But the best way to find out any information in regards to pages and pals or anything like that, the BookTube Chicks, go ahead and just follow us on Twitter. Everybody's information is linked down below. I have to go ahead and add the information for the BookTube Chicks as well. But anyway, everyone else on this live show is down below if you guys want to follow us. Again, May 15th is our next scheduled live show. It is just a read-in. We're just going to go ahead and read together if you guys want to join. And so we will see everybody on May 15th. Hopefully you can join us and get some reading done. But thank you everybody for showing up, and we'll see you next time. Bye.